So today's the day we're gonna attempt the green tomato relish. And I started already because, you know, it's me. I get all gung-ho. Let me show you how far I got so far. All right, so this was the recipe that I'm taking it from. It's from All Recipes, green tomato relish. It says 24 large green tomatoes. Here's my dilemma. I have a whole bunch of tomatoes like this. So I'm going to guess how many. I think I have about 12 large green tomatoes. So I'm gonna do I have no clue. I don't know how big large is, but look at some of these are like, I know that's not large. So we're gonna guesstimate, we're gonna say it's about 12 tomatoes worth. I have some in here as well. There's not very many, this is small compared to my hand. I've already cut up and seeded 3 bell peppers. I chose 2 red and 1 yellow. It's supposed to be 3 red and 3 green. So we're just doing half a recipe. So right now I have the peppers, the green onions ready to go, or this is obviously going to have to be in batches. And now I'm on to the 6 big onions, large. This is starting to get, so here's the recipe just in case you guys want to see it. Hold on, I'm going to scroll super slow down. So if you would like to screenshot this, you can screenshot it and then make it too. Unless after I'm done it tastes terrible, then feel free to not screenshot it and be thankful that you didn't make it. But if it tastes amazing, screenshot it. It's from All Recipes anyways. I'll try to remember to put a link down below because I did take it from a secondary site. I hope I remember. So it's amazing. You can just click a link. You don't have to worry about screenshotting anything. Sounds easier. I have no clue where I put my tripod, so I'm just gonna roughly chop, like maybe even quarter the peel and maybe quarter those onions just so that they fit in the food processor a little bit easier. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Spoiler alert, it's just gonna look like some chopped onions. Well, I finished my so sad story of cutting onions and burning my eyeballs out. Oh, 6 onions. The worst is when they don't want to peel properly and that first layer has to come off. Oh, I lied, I cut it in half and then I cut it into thirds, each of those halves, and then in half again. So I guess each half was cut into 6. Just, you know, it doesn't really matter. You're putting it in a food processor or a blender to chop it all up. Whatever chunks you want. I have no clue what I'm doing. I've never made this before. Don't listen to me till you see the final product. If it's amazing, then cut it into 6. I've come to the conclusion that this is basically onion relish. So we've got, how many did I say? 6? 6 large onions. Oh man, that's still burning my eyeballs out. 3 bell peppers, and then I'm guessing 12, who knows, it could be a million. Large green tomatoes, since these are so tiny, I have to guess. I don't think it's gonna matter. As long as I have the rest of the fluids and everything figured out and drained properly, it should work out regardless. Here's my hot tip. I've probably said it before, make sure you have a container large enough to take all of them. Chewy. But to put your garbage in. This was slightly a fail, but then you can just put your hand on top, dump the whole thing, and it doesn't get, well, it shouldn't get all over your counter. This did, but just pretend it worked out lovely, and you're like, wow, she's so pro. All right, I needed to use tape. I couldn't find an elastic. I'm doing it in batches. I'm doing onions and peppers now. I churned up some of the tomato. Oh, that's a little bit big. I'm going to take that out and put it back into rechurn. And then I lined my pot. It has a steamer basket in it. So I lined it with some cheesecloth and it needs to drain for like an hour. I'm just going to take that. I don't think it really matters. But yeah, I churned it up, drain it. I'm just going to chop everything up, the rest of the tomatoes up as well. Shove it in here, let it drain for an hour. I'm just pulsing it. Something tells me I overfilled it. Yep, I'm just gonna maybe take some out, give it a shake, blend it some more. Well, this is why I don't usually make cooking videos unless I know what I'm doing. Because, I mean, hold on, you guys. I have literally no clue what I'm doing. I'm guessing. I mean, so I put all the tomato, onion, and pepper mixture in here. There's celery seed, mustard seed, and I didn't add salt because I had to use celery salt, so I left the salt out. There's sugar, and what else is in there? I think that's it. I think that's all that's in there. Oh no, and apple cider vinegar. And it said bring to a boil, but I'm just not sure. I mean, this seems pretty dry, so I'm a little nervous about what's going to happen here. This isn't the most nervous part. This is a fairly big pot. I wish I knew how much it held, because here's my next dilemma. So here in Edmonton, Alberta, we, for some reason, do not have any jars. I don't know why. Is everybody canning at the same time? All that crazy stuff that people like hoarded in the beginning, now they're canning with it. Because here's what I could find. I did find stuff, at least. Like most people said they couldn't find anything. So I could have a much bigger problem, but okay, I'll just show you. I could only find these 125 ml jars, which, I mean, it's better than no jars, but I found that many of them, which, I mean, fingers crossed, but the problem is I can sterilize them just fine. Everything can be sterilized. Bob's your uncle, but I don't have an actual canner, which means that I have to process these things in my regular stock pot, and they have to process in boiling water for 30 minutes. So I'm going to be canning maybe for the rest of my life. Maybe. That's if I have a clue of what I'm doing, so. I hope this is delicious. Oh, you guys, maybe you'll all just have to get one for Christmas. That's right. I'll just mail them out. Oh my goodness. Fingers crossed, we'll see. I guarantee none of you are going to be asking for another cooking video after this. All right, it's noisy. I sterilized all those jars in the stove. I need to redo the rings, obviously, because they're on the counter. Super noisy over here as well. I have a pot going with water, more boiling water getting ready to go, so I have a pot to process. I had little faith. This ended up having quite a bit of liquid, thank goodness. It's still going for another 3 minutes and 44 seconds. Waiting for those to start boiling because, you know, that's important. Finally done. I have them all out. They're cooling on the shelf, and so far every single one of them has sealed. So, you know, I always say that, and then I know with jelly or jam, sometimes I'll be so confident, and then the next morning there's one or two that didn't seal, and we just, you know, eat it immediately. But yeah, so far, we also taste tested one, and it kind of tastes like kind of a sweet pickle relish in a way. Even though it's tomatoes, it tastes like, I don't know if you've ever had zucchini relish, but that's what it tastes like. If you guys were close, I have like 1 million jars of it. 1 million, 18. Actually, I don't know how many there are. It was 3 cases worth, so enough. There was enough. We're gonna be eating relish for a long time. Each of those little jars is probably gonna last 1 meal each. Guess what everybody's getting for Christmas? Relish. Thank you guys for coming along on that crazy adventure. I will add the link below for the recipe if you want to try it yourself. We did just do a live on Alexander's channel, Curiosity Inc., where people were saying that there is a shortage right now of lids as well as the jars, but some people said that here we have Michael's, which is a craft store, and they had them there, the larger jars, as well as they have them on Amazon, but apparently they're a little bit more pricey. But I just found mine at Save On, which is a local food store here, but they only had the 125 mils. So good luck. If you want a jar, if you want a can, Make sure to read all the instructions as well, because there's different processing times for each thing that you'd like to make. Usually we just make jam and jelly, which is pretty basic. You can just kind of pour hot liquid in a jar and it's gonna seal itself. But with the green, I keep thinking green pepper, green tomato relish, the processing time after the jars are filled was half an hour. I just used my stock pot and I shoved some stuff on the bottom, like butter knives. I don't know if it could touch the bottom directly. I don't know if it matters. Either way, my jars didn't explode. But yeah, you have to have 2 inches of water over your jar. Whatever you're using, you need 2 inches of boiling water over top of your jar. So anyways, make sure to look it up because I don't want you guys getting sick. Have the most wonderful day, you guys. And hopefully I will see you in the next vlog. Take care, everyone. Bye.